Hello everyone, welcome back to the new lecture. So myself Mohammad Sajjad, I am an mechanical engineer with expertise in MEP designing and modeling field. So if you are looking for professional training in MEP designing and modeling, you can reach out to us. We'll provide detailed and practical training to help you master the skills needed for your career. So today in this lecture we'll discuss the fire extinguisher traveling distance. So let's start. Okay, so now let's see. The travel distance for fire extinguisher generally refers to the maximum distance a person needs to travel to reach a fire extinguisher in the event of a fire. Okay. The specific distance varies based on the class of fire, okay, and the type of fire extinguisher and the type of occupancy or building. So here I will show you the detailed breakdown of travel distances for each class of fire. Okay, so let's start. So first of all, for class A fire, let's say if you have a class A fire, all of you know that class A fire involve ordinary combustible such as wood, paper, textile and plastic. So for class A fire, here you can see the maximum means the travel distance to the extinguisher cannot be more than 75 feet, means near about 22.9 meter. For example, in an office building or a classroom where combustible material like paper, cardboard or furniture are present, so a fire extinguisher should be available within 22.9 meter. Okay, so this thing you have to remember. Now let's see, if you have a class B fire, means class B fire generally involve flammable liquid, okay, such as gasoline, oil, paints, etc. So these fire can spread rapidly due to the nature of the material involved. So here remember, in case of class B fire, the travel distance to the extinguisher cannot be more than 30 feet to 50 feet. Okay, it cannot be more than 30 to 50 feet, 9.1 to 15.25 meter. Okay, if I give you the example, let's say in a workshop, like in a workshop, or if you have a laboratory or garage with flammable chemical or oil, so fire extinguishers should be placed such that they are accessible within 30 to 50 feet. Okay, now next is the class C fire. All of you know that class C fire is what are fueled by flammable gases. Okay, and here it is given for class C rating is only put on extinguisher that already have a class A or class B rating. Okay, so you would follow the distance requirement for either the class A or class B hazard in case of class C fire. Okay, means 30 to 50, or you can go up to 75 feet, no problem. Now let's see, if you have a class D fire, class D fire involve combustible matter such as magnesium, titanium, sodium and potassium. So these types of fire required a special extinguishing agent like dry powder, specifically designed for metal fire. So here how much distance you have to maintain? So it is given, it should not be placed more than 75 feet of travel distance from a potential hazard. Okay, let's see the example. Suppose if you have a factory or workshop where metal working activity take place, example like welding, machining, okay, whatever, the extinguisher suitable for class D fire should be available within 75 feet of any potential fire source. Clear this thing? So now let's see, if you have a class E fire, all of you know that class E fire involves electrical equipment such as wiring, computers, circuit board and electrical panel. So these fires are typically extinguished with non-conductive agents like CO2, okay, or dry chemical extinguisher. So here, if you have a class E fire, so what you have to do, remember the travel distance, it is given here. It should not be placed, the extinguisher should not be placed more than 75 feet of travel distance from a potential hazard. For example, in a data center or let's say electrical room where electrical equipment and wiring are prevalent, a CO2 or dry chemical fire extinguisher should be accessible within 75 feet distance. Okay. Then finally, here you can see for class K fire, they have given here class K, or you can say class F fire. So class F or class K fire generally involve cooking oils and fat, such as those used in deep fryers, industrial kitchens or restaurant. So these fire require a specific type of extinguisher, typically a wet chemical fire extinguisher here we are using. So remember, if you are placing the extinguisher, so it should not be located further than 30 feet from the hazard as per NFPA 10. Okay. Like for example, in a restaurant or commercial kitchen, generally the fire extinguisher rated for class K fire should be placed within 30 feet of cooking up equipment like deep fryer or grill. Okay. You know that in a large restaurant kitchen where deep fed fryer and grills are in use, so generally wet chemical fire extinguisher must be strategically placed within 20 meter of these appliances to ensure quick access during a cooking fire. Okay. So here you can see, so these are the traveling distance which I have discussed you have to maintain. Okay. So by adhering to these guidelines, businesses and facilities can ensure that employees or occupants have prompt access to fire extinguisher in case of an emergency, thereby reducing the risk of a fire spreading. So this is all about fire extinguisher traveling distance. Hope all of you enjoy the session. See you in next one.